When I talk to leaders, it's quite often about how can they improve their business. Every third employee is unhappy with his or her boss. And this leads to, there's a Gallup study, about 105 billion euros loss every year only in Germany because of unhappy, unsatisfied people. And so this is my hook to the leaders, because they say, okay, I'm not here to go with my crew on a cuddling course. I'm the manager here. But when you talk to him about money and losing money, there's a really, really big open ear. When the tall Frank was still a really small Frank. Mommy, I've looked into this TV guide. Yes, little Frank, and what did you discover? Mommy, there's a movie with cowboys and Indians, and I'd like to see this movie. When does it come, little Frank? At 20:00. And this is the same what happens in business. Sometimes leaders also use their advance of information in order to keep their employees on their own track. This works. This is the reason why psychological trickery and manipulation work at least one time. If you have power on the one hand, and you have information someone else hasn't got yet. But if this blows up, there would be a high price concerning a lack of trust. And this is something leaders do not keep in mind. They have short-term goals, short-term objectives, and sometimes everything is worth getting this short goal. If you are a leader and you'd like to change things, maybe from tomorrow on, you can think of what can I stop doing, or what can I start doing in order to get more trust. Because trust, we heard about it already, it's something like this goodwill. Trust is something you can't build. Trust is brought to you when you are trustworthy. And so you can do something to become trustworthy. This means avoiding psychological trickery. Sometimes there are really, really hard decisions. And I will share with you one tool I brought with me for really hard decisions. I call this my ethics compass. And I love this metaphor because the compass is also an instrument which helps you to get on track, get on course. If you have lost the course, find your orientation. So you can put it on your corkboard or your pin board, and if you need it, you can refer to it. And these emotional touch points, they will make you shine. Thank you.
it's PSA Ireland, and we've just had a wonderful keynote talk from the fabulous Dr. Frank Hagenow, all the way from Germany.
But he was absolutely sehr fantastic. Ich kann nicht speak Deutsch, but if I could, I'm sure I'd say something like wunderbar or something like that.
The one thing I found with Frank's talk here today is it was interactive, beautiful stories. I love the fact that he gave his example of a keynote because he knows his audience. Target your audience was one of his key messages. And just a lovely energy that we've had from Frank today.
Well, Frank, I must say, shared some beautiful techniques, and then to transition it across into a business world and a setting, and then link it to the compass. I thought it was fantastic. Loved every bit of it.
Entertaining, tall, very informative.
What I loved about it was that Frank told a lovely story, connecting emotionally to his audience, being clear on what the message they needed to hear, and how he actually wove that into his story, and then brought people to the realisation, and then brought them to the point where he could help them to take some action. So I just thought it was beautiful.
That was a key thing to take away, with a little bit of magic at the end of it. So I love that.
What Frank really speaks to is about being genuine, being authentic, because if you want people to trust you, if you want people to get excited about most anything that you do, they've got to buy the messenger as well as the message. So Frank did an incredible job today.